This is the book of Mark, chapter 13, verse 8, and it reads, "For nation shall rise against nations, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be earthquakes in diverse places, and there shall be famines, and these are the beginning of sorrows." This is the book of 1 Thessalonians, chapter 5, verse 3, and it reads, "For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction come upon them, as they travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape." Shabbat Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Hashem, Okar Kadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, preaching His word truthfully and sincerely. Shalom to the Akim scattered through the four corners of the globe, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim that be like unto the speckled bird, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And I say Shabbat Shalom to the Akim out there. And as you see, I brought out those two scriptures, Mark 13 and 8, 1 Thessalonians 5 and 3. And that goes into this news article right here that I'm about to bring out on this Shabbat. It's October the 3rd, 2022, on this Monday afternoon at 3:53 p.m. Central Standard Time. And this is a news article from erupts.com, and this was published, I will say, 38 seconds ago by Saeed Al-Bati, if I pronounce his name right, on October the 3rd, 2022. This is a news article from arabnews.com, and the highlight of this news article, and it reads, for in the news on October 3rd, 2022, it says fightings erupt in Yemen and Houthi rebels refuse to renew UN broke trust. Right, because they, I think like a couple of days ago, they had like some talks that was trying to extend the trust agreement between both sides to extend it about for like 2 months. Now you got this recent news right here. It says of continuing fighting erupts in Yemen as Houthi refuses to renew UN brush trust. That's why I brought out that 1 Thessalonians 5 and 3. For when they shall say peace and safety, this other destruction shall come upon them. You know. And then at Mark 13 and 8, well, the nations shall rise against nations and kingdom against kingdoms. And that's what we're seeing. Now, there's going to be certain moments, and I mentioned back in my previous videos, there's going to be certain moments when the nations have a little momentarily of peace and stability between one another. But hey, those ceasefires and trust agreements going to break once again. And then those animosity between the nations and different kingdoms is going to increase back to that war type tactic again against one another. And that's what you've been seeing, the increase of wars and rumors of wars, nations rising up against nations and different kingdoms and different kingdoms as well too. And I'm gonna read it again for edification's sake. It says fighting erupts in Yemen as Houthi refuses to renew UN broker trust. It says fighters opposed to the Houthi gathered in the Kohat regions of Yemen's western province on September 20th. So that was a photo on September 20th. And it says the PM, Prime Minister Shai, urges international communities to abandon its soft policy on the Iran-backed military. Right, because the Houthi rebels is really an Iranian-backed military group. And appeasement does not increase the likelihood of peace, he said. Right, that's 1 Thessalonians 5 and 3 comes into play. And it says heavy fighting between the government's troops and Iran-backed Houthi groups out across Yemen at the weekend after the military refuses to renew a UN broke trust that expires on Sunday, which was yesterday. It says sources say the fierce battles took place outside the central city of Marib and the Farakar, if I pronounced that right, and the Delhi province where the Houthis large government forces. Right, and that's second Esdras 15 and 16 comes into play as well too. That's sedition among man's spirit. You know, they should not regard their kings nor their princes, which is their leaders and governments, for an example, as mentioned. The fierce battle took place outside the central city of Marin in a Al-Farah, if I pronounced that right, in the area of Del Providence, where the Houthis barraged government forces with more rounds, cannonball, tanks, and drones filled with explosives. A army official told Arab News just minutes after the truce just minutes after the truce expired on Sunday night, the Houthis began shelling government soldiers with heavy weapons and drones in the area of Al-Bahri, mountain of South Romrid, after they advanced on the grounds in their efforts to take control of the hilly territory overlooks the city. It says at the same time, other Houthi fighters launched attacks on government forces in Al-Qasar, Ram of Mas, west of Marin of Yemen. It says the attack sparked fierce fighting with localists who were able to push them back. They have been preparing for this engagement from the beginning of the truce, says the officials, who asked to remain anonymous, adding that the Houthi incurred significant losses in the clashes, were unable to advance on the battlefield. Heavy fighting also erupts in Al-Farah in Delhi, where pro-independent southern troops said that they had repelled Houthi attacks on the position after the truce expired. So yeah, I'm not gonna read the rest of all that. So yeah, that goes into the different nations and different kingdoms going against one another. As we starting to see these things increasing on the planet Earth. 1 Thessalonians 5:3, Mark 13:8. The nations against nations and kingdom against kingdom. So these things are definitely going to increase more and more and more. So, that's all I was about to bring out. So I'm outside by the bus stop waiting for the bus to come and head to class. Waiting for this little slow bus. But it's all good though. Hopefully I can make it on class on time. But other than that, Shabbat Shalom. Hope this lesson was edifying. Through the spirit, power, grace, and mercy of Yahweh Yahushua. And first and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Bokar Kadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, pushing this word truthfully and sincerely. Shalom to the Akim, scattered through the four corners of the globe, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, that be like unto the speckled bird. Preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, scattered through the four corners of the globe, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And until next time, I will say Shabbat Shalom and above all.